Hello, and thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Unmedicated and Educated with Keita Rose. I'm Keita Rose, and here we deep dive, dissect, and sometimes diagnose, because it seems everyone, including myself, I am never excluded, has lost their damn minds. If you are new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. If you're an OG, then you already know what the fuck is going on. Like, share, subscribe, talk shit in the comments, tell me how you really feel. And before you guys that have joined the YouTube membership or the Patreon tell me how you really feel, just know that all this week I am working diligently on uploading as much as I possibly can. So before y'all start to get to talking that shit, just give me a second, okay? I have to make things perfect for the people that I love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Also, if you guys have any requests, I'm talking about shows, new shows to recaps, any topics you want me to talk on, or if you just want me to talk specifically to you, go on down to my Patreon because they have a little section where you could do that on Patreon. I haven't seen that on any other platform but Patreon. So that's pretty cool, and I'm excited to start using that function. So let me know how you feel. So is that all the tea? I think that's all the tea. Is that all the tea? There's one more thing. We finally got up to 1,000 subscribers on my email list. Go on down to KeitaSaid.com. Give me your email so you can know all things Keita, okay? I'm dropping new products. It's gonna blow your mind. We will be having shows next year. You're going to want tickets. You're gonna want a discount if you one of my people, okay? Because people like me, we want discounts. You're not gonna wanna miss it, so please go on down to KeitaSaid.com and give me your email. Thanks. Okay, now, without further ado, it is time for
Reality Recap. Yeah. Woo.
All right, guys, we got another 90-day fiance before the 90 days where couples decide whether or not they want to take it to the next level. And honestly, these people shouldn't even have met, okay? So we're on season 7, episode 3, and this one's called Sound and Fury. There was a lot of anger, a lot of jealousy, a lot of insecurities. It was just too much. Like, it's just so crazy how if you're not talking to a lot of people, like in my profession, I have to talk to a lot of different people that come from different walks of life all the time. But if you don't do that and you just go clock in, you talk to your favorite cousin and maybe a couple of your friends and your spouse, you really don't know that the way other people are living their lives and the way that they think and their perspectives and how they like feel about stuff and how that drives them to make the certain decisions that they make. I mean, these people are really out of their minds. And if we weren't watching it, I wouldn't even think that these people exist. Period. So the episode starts with Chidi and Rayne. So if you don't remember, Rayne is a 37-year-old. I'm going to call her a farmer. She says she has many jobs, but what we saw was her gathering eggs and other products to sell around the small town that she and her family lives in order to get them money, right? And Chidi, he is in Lagos, Nigeria. Now, Rayne has finally traveled all the way to Nigeria to be with her Nigerian prince. And so it starts off the episode with her sweeping. She enjoys their brooms. She likes how everything looks. She's excited to be there. And Chidi wants to surprise Rayne by making her a breakfast. This really impresses Rayne because she was telling her family how independent Chidi is. Like, Renee's family had valid concerns, right? When he comes to America, are you gonna be the one that spends the whole day telling him where things are, getting him acclimated to America, our house? He can't see anything. He's gonna be in a new environment. Nobody that has been his caretaker before will be there. So how are you going to step up and make sure that you make him comfortable? And Rayne was like, he don't need all that. He very independent. But Chidi lets us know that it took years and years and years of practice in order to find out, of course, like where all the stuff was, the eggs, the butter, the salt, the pepper, the utensils, the pots, the pans. Like, he had to really memorize, right? When you're blind, you have to memorize your environment. So when things are misplaced or not in the place that they're supposed to be, it really upsets people that are visually impaired because this is how they live their life. They live their life by what they could remember, right? And so Chidi cooks her breakfast. She's really, really impressed. She's like, see, I knew you were independent. And it's like, you weren't even downstairs to see everything that he had to go through in order to make sure that he could prepare this meal that he's been preparing for a very long time. I don't want to take anything away from Chidi, but it's not like, she gave him something to make, make me filet mignon, asparagus, and fingerling potatoes. And he was just like, oh yeah, gotcha. No, like, he made a meal that he always makes in a kitchen that he's always in. So don't be so impressed that he's independent because you're still going to have to help him. every single second of the day, you will still need to help this man. So Chidi is telling us that he's still afraid to let Renee know that he doesn't feel comfortable having sex before marriage. It's a part of his religion. He's a devout Christian. This is the way that he feels. And even though Renee doesn't believe in anything and says that she's more, spiritual, she believes that there's a higher being, but also in aliens and the Illuminati and how all those things are mixed together. Maybe throw in some horoscope. Fuck it. Let's throw in some crystals as well. She's feeling frisky. This is what he believes, and this is what he's serious about. So he's not going to step over his boundaries on this one. He's very clear in his boundaries. And so he's afraid of how Renee will react. Now, me personally, I'd rather you tell me I'm not getting no nookie before I travel to Nigeria. But if we've already been together for about 5 years, what's another couple of months, right? Like we haven't had sex for the past 5 years. Why do we need to have sex immediately once we see each other? I know it's going to be a lot of chemistry, but is it necessary? Let me know in the comments below if you think that is absolutely necessary, that the first time you've seen the person that you're with, the person you've been with for 5 years, the first day, it is very necessary to have sex. Me, I'm like, we can wait a couple more weeks. I mean, hell, let me see what you got. First of all, let me see how you live. Let me see the living situation. Let me smell the pillows. I'm sorry. Let me smell the pillows. Let me look at the sheets to make sure this is even somewhere I want to lay my head, let alone lay down with you. It's just me. So next we have Tigerlilly, who was 41. Remember, she got all that money because she divorced her ex-husband, who was a billionaire. And we have Adnan, who is 22 years old. He is a model in Jordan. So they do it. They really, really do it. They decide to get married on the first day of meeting. And literally as they're driving to, I'm going to call it a courthouse because I don't know the official name for it. But as they're driving to the courthouse, Tigerlilly's friends are asking him like, so how many kids do you want to have? He's like 5. She's like, oh, that's new information.
How many kids do you want?
Maybe 5?
5.
Wait, so 5? You didn't even tell me, baby.
I didn't know yet.
Baby, everything is gonna be new information. You don't know him. You've only been with him for a couple of months. He's 22 years old. He doesn't even know what he wants. How is you cool?
I mean, are you okay? Are you good? So she's finding out all these things about him and she's starting to get anxiety. And I think that she's going to, go back on her word and not marry him and say, guys, let's just have fun in Jordan. Let's use this 6 days as like a vacation because I have the money to do so. And honestly, I don't think I was thinking within my right mind. I don't know if I want to get married to the guy, but she does it. She really, really does it. So now he is married to a 41-year-old millionaire. And I don't know the rules in Jordan, but if you bring him to America and he has any rights and you've done anything to this man and he can prove that you aren't a good spouse, you quite literally would have paid for him to come down here and take money from you to live and fund his lavish life. Do you trust him enough? How do you know that he's not going to completely betray you? Take your money, just use you for a green card. I know that he thinks she's incredibly attractive. And listen, for 41, Tigerlilly looks good, but she also looks pretty filled up. Okay, pretty like pop goes the weasel if you were to ever take a needle to her face. And so I don't doubt that he's not sexually attracted to her. I think that, clearly he is, but good Lord. What are we doing here? I mean, so all of his brothers are there. All of his, family is there. His mom is like, can I kiss you? So she kissed a couple times on one cheek, mwah, 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 couple times on the other cheek, mwah, mwah, mwah. And it's like, oh my God, you're really going to do this. So they're married. They're very excited. One of the, I don't know I want to say pastor, but clearly it's not a pastor, right? One of the officials that are marrying the two explained to them that they can't even hold hands. So they need to stop all that. They stop holding hands. So Adnan is very excited to get his bride back to the hotel so that he can, lay it down. He's a virgin for 22 years. And he's really not that experienced in the sex department. I don't know why she's doing this other than the fact that he's incredibly attractive. But hell, you can find a 22-year-old that's incredibly attractive that doesn't have anything else to give to you except for dick and compliments. There's plenty of them in America. I met one the other day. It doesn't make any sense. So they close the door, we assume they're having sex. The next scene, they're opening up the door and no one's talking about the sex. I guess it's maybe like a privacy thing, but nobody's like, oh, that was great. And yeah, finally, no, they just go about their day. And so Tigerlilly is going to have somebody come over to do her hair and makeup. Now, she already flew her best friends out, right? So we got her hairstylist and her makeup artist that are together. I think they're in a relationship, and also they're her best friends, her only friends, really. And so she tells them to go ahead and take the day off because she wants to make sure that they're relaxed and happy before the wedding. I guess if they're irritated, they're gonna voice more of their concerns, and she don't want to hear all that. So she'd rather them go about their day and have fun in Jordan. So she hires somebody else. I guess she talks to an agency, and she doesn't know who they're gonna send down, but they send a man down. It looks like he's maybe a man from Jordan. And Adnan is mad as hell. He is fuming. He is angry. He is jealous. He is asking her, why wouldn't she pick a woman? Where is her other friend that he didn't even want to be her friend? That other man that you've been friends with for 20 years. He said he'd rather accept that than some new guy. He said it's completely disrespectful and no man needs to be touching his woman's hair, let alone even being in the same room as her. He is pissed. And she's like, well, honey, I don't know what you want me to do. I have to go see your family. We're about to go eat with them. I need somebody to do my curls, and I can't go see your family, and my curls are all messed up. And he was like, well, do your own curls. Find out how to do your own hair. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And he's like, well, call your friends back. And she's like, no, I already gave them the day off. No. He's gonna have to do it, baby, sweetie, honey, baby. Baby, honey. Again, I do not know why white American women keep going down to these predominantly Muslim countries, and they know how these men are, and they know the traditions, and they know the religion, and they're still like, baby, don't control me about this certain thing, okay? Don't control me. I know you're controlling, baby. Don't control me, baby. It's like, what? So Adnan says, okay, you got about 5 minutes. He places the timer on his iPhone. He's like, you got 5 minutes, and he literally is counting down. 2 minutes, a minute and a half, a minute 15, bitch, you're playing with the wrong one. And so the guy rushes and hurries up doing her hair, right? Tigerlilly's kind of annoyed because she doesn't feel like he's doing the best he can because he's rushing. But listen, I'm with the hairstylist. I don't know y'all. I came down here to get a check. Okay, I'm supposed to put a couple curls up in your weave. But you got this man saying I'm not even supposed to be here. And every minute that I'm here, it's really pissing him off. So much so that he's about to act a fool. I don't want to be here either. He said, I got 5 minutes. You about to get 5 minute curls. And I still expect the same payment plus tip. Thank you. Thank you. So then we have Veah, whom we haven't met, and Sunny. The scene opens up with Sunny and his best friend Ali going down to the spicy shop to get spices, okay? He's awaiting Veah's arrival and he's really excited. So he's gonna make something called, hold on y'all, because I had to write it down. Molten curry. I don't know, maybe it's some form of chicken. He's gonna make that for her. It's a very special dish. So he has to go down to the store. So as they're talking, he's like, I'm so excited. I think she's the one. She means the world to me. She always tells me how much I mean to her. I can feel it. I think this is gonna work out. I haven't had many relationships. I haven't had many girlfriends. I had one in Bangladesh, but it didn't really work. But this one's gonna work. And his friend is just so unimpressed. I don't know if he just doesn't want to be filmed or what, but his friend's annoyed. And so I already know there's something going on behind, those eyes, because I'm looking at the friend like, what's your deal? Your friend is explaining how much he's excited to see this girl from America and how he thinks that this is gonna be potentially his wife, and you're annoyed. What's going on? And then boom, the friend is like, listen, I have a couple concerns. You say that you're so excited that she's the one, but you guys fight all the time. In fact, just the other day, you told me that you didn't want to do it anymore. You didn't want to be with her anymore, and you were done with her. And it's like, damn, Ali, way to call your brother out. Dang. He just let us all know that, this is a big front, really. I mean, yeah, they might be in love, but there's a lot of toxicity that Sunny is not letting us know that goes on within their relationship, right? And so he's like, I know that we have ups and downs, but I really trust her. And we come from the same background, kind of. My dad was a business owner, so he was always gone, and I didn't grow up with him. And she grew up in foster care. And I was like, oh no, American foster care isn't the same as your daddy being a business owner, son. It's not the same, but I do understand the whole I felt abandoned. You know, I didn't have family close, and basically just that feeling of loss, right? So I think that they really connected. I don't want to say trauma bonded, but I want to say they really connected that way. So he's like, listen, I know we fought or whatever, but I really think this one's the one. She's everything. I love her face. I love her eyes. I love the conversation. She's so cute. And I need her. I can't wait. And I'm like, well, damn, she must be everything, because he really laid it on thick, even though his friend like blew up his spot a little. So we're excited to see how that turns out. So next we have Ingrid and Brian. Now, if you remember last time, Ingrid's bestie was like, you know, you're going to find a gringo, yeah, to get money from. You're going to find a gringo so that you can be set. Damn. You know, it's crazy. It's like none of these people talk to their friends. You know how you have a friend and you can't put that girl on speaker because she's going to say a lot of shit that you don't need everybody around you hearing? Yeah. It's like they never let their friends know, hey, there's some cameras going on and you're going to be recorded. Don't say nothing stupid and just go with my flow. Especially the foreigners. The foreign friends can't stop spilling the beans. So basically, we already feel like Ingrid is there just to get money, just to get into the United States, and that she doesn't really love or accept Brian, which is kind of heart-wrenching to hear, because Brian was talking about how Brazilian women are much more understanding to the fact that, like, you know, he has a disability, rather than him being with American women, how we're much more like demanding and we don't really necessarily care for people with disabilities. So it makes me sad, because here you think that Brazilian women love you and Brazilian women are going to be there for you more than American women because they accept you having a disability and view you as a person. But really, Ingrid might be just viewing you as another paycheck or a way to get a green card. So he wants to be the one to drive around. I'm assuming it's because he's a man and just wants to feel like a man in the situation. So he picks her up, he drives her around, and they're about to go to the hotel. But before he can actually drive, he has to set up his controls. It's like this bar that has to go and hook up to something. That way his feet, because he's, you know, paralyzed from the waist down, his feet he can move the controls to make his feet touch the gas or the brake. I don't know. Anyways, he can't do it himself. He can't hook all that stuff up. So he asked Ingrid to. Maybe Brazilian women are more understanding, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do all that. I just got my nails done. I'm not trying to get under the car and cut any wires and do all that. Let me see is it easy? So I'm watching and it doesn't look easy. And in fact, Ingrid looks as annoyed as I was watching it, because she says, oh, am I a mechanic? She makes a joke of, I guess I turn into a mechanic. I got to work on your damn car. You're asking for a lot right now, Brian. Damn, this is only the first day. But Brian says that he specifically asked people, especially new people, to help him with certain things so he can gauge like their attitude level and their willingness to help. And although I do understand that, and no one ever wants to feel like a burden, right? So I would do the same thing. It's also not really fair to ask people to do a lot of shit that they usually don't do and to gauge whether or not they're going to be annoyed. Like, yeah, I'm still going to do it. Like, I have no problem. I love you. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm a little bit irritated. I don't want to do it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you feel like if you were disabled, or if you are disabled in the comments, let me know if you would do that. If you would ask people questions and ask for help with things that you don't normally need help for, just to gauge whether or not the person has an attitude. See, me personally, if I'm disabled, I'm not going to gauge anything. I'm just going to ask.
Can you help me wipe? It was a big one I dropped back there, and I don't know if I can do it by myself. Can you help me wipe?
You can have an attitude all you want. I need help. And if you're going to be in my presence, I need you to help me. Thank you. So they get to the hotel. Ingrid takes a shower. He's really excited. So he takes a half of Viagra because he needs help getting it up there. You know, he's paralyzed, so he needs a little bit of assistance. And he wants her to feel like she turns him on. He said that he tries to be as normal as possible. And in any normal situation, if a man is looking at a woman coming out of the shower, yeah, he's going to be turned on. So she gets out the shower. She has his t-shirt on and she's flirting with him a little, like, don't look at my butt. And he's like, girl, please, I got a booty too. And she like, yeah, but it don't look like mine. And I'm like, okay, Ingrid. Come on, girl, lay it on him. It don't look like mine, baby. This ain't what you seen. You ain't never seen this before. I can promise you that. So now it's time for Brian to take a shower. So he gets in the tub, but he needs help. He needs assistance getting out of his wheelchair. He needs to be placed from his wheelchair to the stool where he has to sit on. And I'm guessing he'll need help getting from the stool to the wheelchair. And it's like, at this point, I gotta really, I think, be in love with you in order to do all that stuff after traveling all day long and being up all day long and still wanting to have sex. We gonna have to reconvene in the morning while we already in the bed, while you already, like, take your pill at 7 a.m., make sure it's good and ready by 8 a.m., wake me up and give me what I need, because that's a lot. It's a lot of mechanical functions you gonna have to learn messing with Brian, and I'm not really too mechanically savvy. Nope. Couldn't be me. So next we have Loren and Faith. And if you remember, Faith is from the Philippines. Okay, Loren calls her a lady boy, and his special lady boy, and Loren is from America. He is homeless. He is broke. He doesn't have anything. He has a lot of jobs. Apparently they don't pay well. Clearly he doesn't have any skills that'll help him gain gainful employment or gain stable finances. So that's Loren's life. He done flew down to the Philippines. He has not told Faith that he's homeless, broke, and needs her financially yet. He hasn't said that. So they're sitting at the table and he's like, well, is this the first time like you've, ever matched with somebody that actually flew down to see you? And she's like, yeah, it's my first time. And he's like, are you nervous? And she's like, listen, I'm really nervous. You're going to be my first actual boyfriend. So I want to make sure that I'm doing things right. I don't want to rush sex with you, and I'm not going to get intimate with you until I really feel like I can trust you. And he's like, well, I just want you to know we have 20 days, okay? And she's like, yeah, I understand. There's 20 days, but a lot can happen in 20 days. I mean, damn, you talking about two plus weeks. Yes, we have 2.5, 3 weeks to be together, and I'm sure we'll find out a lot about each other. But for right now, first day, second day, third day, first week, I'm not sleeping with you. And you just gonna have to respect my boundaries on that one. So I believe that Loren decided to create this test in order to speed up the getting to know each other process. He gives her a 40-question test and says that it's going to help him get to know her better. But the questions are like, how many snakes are in the world? Or are there snakes on every continent? And I'm like, are you just trying to gauge to see how good I am at trivia, dumbass? Or are you going to ask me things like, what are my favorite colors? What does passion look like to me? What are things that I love? What are things that I dislike? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Interview questions, head ass. Like, what are we doing here? And so Faith is like, I feel like I'm being assessed. Like, I feel like you're asking me a lot of questions and I have to take a test. And he's like, no, there's no pass or fail. Like, I truly want to get to know you. And it's like, then talk to me. Damn. Then speak to me and let's communicate and figure out things about each other. Why are we taking stupid ass tests, Loren? Faith says that she doesn't want to be called a lady boy. She prefers to be identified as a trans woman. But Loren's like, well, under his breath, he's like,
well, I like lady boy. Shit, I'm gonna call you a lady boy. That's what I like.
So very just, disrespectful. Loren's very selfish. And as Faith is talking to him and telling him, I'm scared. I don't want to be heartbroken. I don't want to be hurt. I want to make sure you're the one. He's holding back all these lies and he's looking her dead in her face and is like, yeah, I understand that, but we need to have sex. And it's clear that he just wants to go down there. He wants to pipe her down. He wants her to fall in love with his sex game, which is what most broke men do. Fall in love with my sex game because I have
nothing else to offer you.
But the fact that he's just lying and the fact that he's just sitting there knowing that he's admitting the truth and knowing that she's saying, look, I'm scared to get hurt. I really want to make sure you're the one. Do you think that you're the one? And he's like, yeah. Just shows what a piece of work he is. He's just a piece of shit. So then we go back to Chidi and Rayne and check up on them. They're about to go shopping because Victoria, Chidi's sister, wants to prepare a nice dish for Rayne and her arrival. Very sweet. And also wants to let her know, like, this is the way you're going to have to walk with him. This is the way that he operates as a blind person in Nigeria. Like, this is how you have to guide him through the streets. And Renee's acting like a brat. She's like, I just wish we could have some alone time. And it's like, girl, you don't know where you're going. and he doesn't know where y'all are going. So somebody has to be there to lead the both of you. Why don't you understand that? You know, for somebody to be 37, she acts like a 13-year-old. She's very, very spaced the hell out. She's tone deaf. She doesn't understand what's going on. She kind of lives in her own world. It's like Renee's world, and if you either get with it or get lost. And if I was Chidi, I'd get the hell on. Get gone. So we all know how much Renee loves chickens. In fact, in the first episode, she was putting a diaper on one of her chickens and calling the chicken her baby. So she's very close with the chickens that lay eggs for her family, I guess. And so they go into the meat market, and as you know, in other countries, they'll slaughter the chicken right in front of you, bag it up, and give it to you so that you can cook it and pluck it and do what you got to do at home. And so Renee gets extremely mad and even starts to threaten everybody involved. She says, "You will not cut up that chicken, not in front of me. You are a murderer. I don't like what you're doing. I'd rather put the man that's cutting the chicken on the grill instead of the chicken." Okay? She's like, if you have him kill that chicken in front of me, it's about to get real violent up in this mother scooter. And it's like, damn, girl, for real? And so Victoria is just really confused. She's looking at her very seriously, like, are you acting like this for real? And Renee's like, try me if you want to. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. I'm about to act like a chicken with its head cut off if you cut the head of that chicken off. And so Victoria's like, well, I'm sorry, but I thought you said you ate chicken. And she's like, yeah, I do, but I don't, like, if I become close with the chicken, I don't want to, see it die. Like, if I'm like, oh, and I see that it has emotions and I get to know the chicken, I don't want to be the reason why it's murdered. Girl, every piece of chicken that you consumed has once had soul, feelings, I don't know, a heartbeat, whatever you want to call it. And yet you still consume the chicken that had to be killed by somebody. So I guess it's just she didn't want to see it, right? Maybe she just didn't want to be a part of that process. I don't know. Listen, go ahead and kill that chicken. I'm hungry as hell. We walking around these streets. It's hot as shit. Everybody's sweating. I'm tired. I'm losing nutrients by the second. Go ahead and cut up that chicken. Chop, chop. So at this point, the sister can understand why Chidi is afraid of, telling her anything. Renee has an anger issue. Renee gets really, really violent. She gets upset and she freaks out. And we saw a little bit of it, but I think she's really going to explode as the seasons progress. And I'm not even going to lie. I can't hold ya. I can't wait to see it. So Renee's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not embarrassed at all. They shouldn't have cut that chicken up in front of me, period. So her and Chidi go. They walk away. They need to take a moment to calm down. And Chidi thinks that this is a perfect time to tell Renee that he's not having sex with her before marriage because of his religion. And Renee's like, you basically lied to me. You betrayed me for 5 years. You said you were my soulmate. Now you saying we can't get down and I need more attention and affection. I want to be with you. I want to cuddle with you. And I want to have sex with my blind goddess. With my blind, sexy Nigerian god. So what's up? And Chidi's like, I'm sorry, but this is my religion. And she's like, no, it's because of the system. And he's like, no, it's because of my religion. And she's like, no, it's because it's paperwork. It's paperwork and it's the government that's saying that we have to go to a courthouse and get married before we have sex. It's not God. You said it yourself that God brought you to me. And it's like, yeah, God brought me to you, but God didn't say to sleep with you before marriage. Why can't you understand simple things? I think she's slow. I don't think Renee is working with all the colors in the Crayola box. So Renee is very angry. She's getting madder and madder. She just wants to go home. And she basically says that if she would have known that her and Chidi couldn't have gotten down and done the do and, really had sex, that she wouldn't have even came to see him. And it's like, well, damn, how much do you love me? You say I'm your soulmate. You say that we have forever. So again, what's a couple of weeks? Like, I don't understand. How much do you love me if the only reason you'll come down to see me is if I promise to have sex with you? It's giving you just want somebody to crack your back and you actually don't want a connection. You're not trying to hear him out at all. You don't care about his religion. You don't care about how much help he needs. You don't care about his traditions and customs and the way in which they eat in Nigeria. You're not interested in learning. You want to be touched. You want to be held. You're glad that he's blind because he won't look at your body or because he can't see your body because you're very insecure about that. So instead of going and working out or making sure that you can tone your body up so that you can actually have a body that you're proud of, you just rather pick a blind man because you feel like he'll just take anything. She's just not a very good person. I do not like this woman, but we'll see. Maybe she'll rub up on me, wear me down. I don't know. So then we finally get to meet Veah. That's the one that's with Sunny, right? Sunny is from Bangladesh but lives in South Africa. And Veah is the one who's 27. She lives in Florida. And so she's saying that she's really anxious. She wants to meet Sunny even though they fight a lot. And she happens to be talking to her best friend about the fact that she is so nervous to be going down to South Africa by herself when she's never traveled even out of the state before, that she feels like she wants to bring somebody for protection, somebody to protect her. So she says that she wants to bring her ex. And Sunny mentions this to Ali when their scene was on. Sunny says that he thinks that Americans are just different from Bengali people because once Bengali people in Bangladesh, once they break up, they hate each other. They don't want to talk anymore. They're done. And it just seems like Americans are very friendly with each other even though they break up. And it's like, no, baby, that's called toxic shit. That's called toxicity. It's not that they're actually friends. It's not that America is more kind and understanding towards exes. It's that Veah still wants to be with her ex or her ex still wants to be with her and they have a common interest within each other. They clearly didn't work out, but they're not ready to break those ties and to break those attachments yet. So they're going to call each other a friend. And I love that. I do believe that some exes can be friends if there's boundaries that are put in place. But some of those boundaries are you're not going to travel outside of the U.S. with your friend, right? That's a whole ass vacation. What are you going to do? Blow her back out on a balcony? Absolutely not. Okay. Don't call me past 7. Don't call me a lot. Don't text me. Invite me to your wedding, but only if I get a wedding gift and if you're serving good food. Like those are my boundaries in that friendship. No, we can't have sex. No, I don't view you as a protector. Clearly, you ain't protect me that well because my feelings, my heart, my body, whatever, because we didn't work out. So I wouldn't view him as a protector. She says that's her protector and he's gonna come along. That is gonna really piss Sunny off and I'm excited to see how that unfolds. So then we go to Brian and Ingrid. They're still trying to get themselves situated and Brian lets her know that like he has a catheter and the catheter is glued on to a urinary bag that's also glued on to a condom and that's how he pees. You telling me a little bit too much, baby, before you wanna have sex with me. I'm not even gonna lie. You telling me a lot, right? I understood you were in a wheelchair. I get that I have to be a mechanic and help you with those things. I'm fine. Then you wanted me to pick your big ass up because you're a grown man still, pick you up and put you on the stool, right? Because you couldn't do it yourself. Absolutely fine. I understood that and I'll help you. Now you're saying, I took the blue pill. I hope we ready for the night, but I got a catheter and it's glued on a condom and this is how I piss. And suddenly I don't want to have sex anymore tonight. I'm not saying forever. I'm saying tonight. Okay? Whew, that is a lot. Listen, y'all, I don't know what's going to happen next week. Let me know in the comments what couple you think should have never met and what couple you think are going to last forever. For me, I think that Chidi and Rayne are going to make it, surprisingly. I don't know. And I think that Sunny and Veah are pretending like they're so in love, but I think that they fight a lot and I think that they fight often and hard. So I'm excited to see that. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts were about this recap. And until next time, baby, I will holla.